Twisted Wonderland just proved that maybe my fears were misplaced. So in episode 3, on our way to the Mage Stone Mine, we stumble across the house from Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, and one thing that I was genuinely afraid of when going into this anime is, yes, I understand, it's a Disney anime. There are going to be connections to Disney. However, I never wanted them to feel too nostalgia baity or too heavy-handed, and while this could be that with going into the Seven Dwarves house and poking around and kind of piecing it together ourselves, I don't think that it was really nostalgia baity. I think it was just a nice Easter egg more than anything. Maybe things will get worse later on, but for now, I do feel more comfortable going into this story and not feeling like I'm just going to get Disney thrown at me left and right and take away from my enjoyment of the story. Now, going into that story itself, there were a few interesting things that were set up this episode and concluded. So, Deuce has a deep-seated anger inside of him. He kind of snapped because he doesn't want to get expelled from the school. Now, is this a family pressure thing? Is this an anger issue thing? Is he a monster deep down? I don't know, but it very clearly is setting up something for the future that we might not wrap up right away, because another big thing that happens is we get separated at the end of this. The head of House of Hearts comes in, absolutely destroys the monster that we are fighting, proving that he's very strong, makes sense for being the head of a house, but he rips Ace and Deuce away because of some very stupid rule that I originally didn't really like. I thought it was kind of a dumb joke, but then seeing at the end that House Ace is kind of a cult, I don't know if all the houses are like this, but like, it was very much a cult. They're chanting, they have hedgehogs, we have Ace and Deuce kneeling down. That really threw me off. So that joke actually took on a whole new meaning for me after seeing that scene. Now, when it comes to Yukin and Grimm, they have now been accepted into school as a duo. Because one thing I really appreciate is I was a little worried that we were going to replay some of these stereotypes for a non-magical user in a magical world. And while this is kind of that, it's not just that he's pure strength like I originally anticipated. He's a tactician. Because he was a teacher, I feel like that really leans into his intellect, where he can kind of coordinate Ace and Deuce and Grimm as they attack this monster in the mines, and it proves that maybe he has a place here, because people that use magic are probably way more likely to just jump in and use magic, as opposed to someone who doesn't, who has to quickly think about ways to get out of situations more intelligently than maybe others wouldn't. And the headmaster acknowledges that and lets them in, which is going to be interesting because we don't know what house they're in yet, but maybe it's House Ace, and that's where we're going to lead off into where this weird cult is, and he can be with Ace and Deuce, or maybe this is where we leave them and we go introduce ourselves to a new house. I don't know, but so far, I'm very much enjoying this show. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a like and follow while you're there. And as always, stay nerdy.